Okay, in this video we're gonna work some complex numbers issues. We wanna find the two square roots of u, which is minus 5 plus 12i. What do we mean by that? We wanna find z such that z squared is u. Okay, and in our case z can be written as x plus iy with xy real numbers. Okay, remember that I squared is always minus 1. Okay, so how can we do this? One way is we can factor this one and write it as a square. We can do that because we can write minus 5 plus 2 times 6 times I. And we can do that, okay? And we see that we can write this as minus 5 plus 2 times 6 times I, and plus something that we can square here. So if we write 3, okay, so if we can write some 3i here, we can, and 2 here, we can get minus 9 plus 4. That means we think of something like 2 minus 3i squared. Okay, and to get that, we have the 2 and 3 here. It's coming from here because of the x minus iy squared, or plus, or something like that. Plus, it's going to be x squared minus y squared plus 2ixy. We can profit from that, and we can just, as we complete the square in the real numbers, but we are not going to proceed. So we know that z in this case is going to be, 2 minus 3i, that's z1, and z2 is going to be minus 2 plus 3i. Okay, but we will proceed in a different manner, okay, because it's not always possible to see this one and factor this one as a square. Okay, we're going to proceed following the rules of algebra. Okay, so here we have z. If we square z, we're going to get, so z squared is x plus iy squared. Okay, using the algebra, we're going to get x squared minus y squared plus 2ixy. Okay, so we want to find z such that z squared is u, and this is our u here. Okay, and next thing is that from here we can get something. Okay, so this is equal to minus 5 plus 12i. Okay, from here we get that x squared minus y squared is minus 5, and xy is just 6. This condition here, from this one, because x and y are real, we get either x is positive, y is positive, or x is negative and y is negative. We can solve here and find x and y's. But solving this one, we're going to have an equation of fourth order. Okay, that's why we can use the norm. Okay, so using the fact that this condition here, okay, so this condition will give us that if we take the norm of u, okay, the norm of u here, if we take the norm of u, so that means the square root of the real part, which is 25, and the square root of the imaginary part, which is 12 squared, we're gonna get 25 plus 144, and that's 169, and therefore we get 13. Okay, so this one is the norm. Sorry, here I need to put the norm here. Okay, so that's the norm. So now if I enter the norm here, I'm gonna get the norm of z squared is the norm of u. And what's the norm of z? This z here. What's the norm of that? The norm of z is just x squared plus y squared is equal to norm of u, that's 13. So therefore I'm going to add it to these conditions here. I'm going to have x squared minus y squared is minus 5. And I said that x and y given me 6. I'm not going to use it. I use it here to get these conditions. and I'm gonna use this second condition. X squared plus y squared is 13. Now we can solve easily by adding the two equations. I get 2x squared is 13 minus 5, which is 8. That means x squared is 4. That means x is plus 2 or x is minus 2. Okay? So once I have x, I can solve for y. Okay? I can solve for y. So here I have, I can choose either of these equations. Okay? So I have now from here, I get y squared is 13 minus 4, which is 9. That means y is 3 or minus 3. Therefore, I found my z. I need to pay attention that x and y have the same sign. That means when x is 2, y is 3. When x is minus 2, y is minus 3. Therefore, I found my z that I'm looking for. Z is 2 plus 3i. Or z is minus 2 minus 3i. Now I need to go and correct this one here, because when I started the video, this one was a plus here, so I have a plus here. Okay, so this one, z1, z2, these are the square roots of u. Okay, so when I square these two, I will get this one here. Okay, it's good to go back and check it, but the most important thing is how did we get here? Okay, so therefore these are the square root of my u. Okay, this is I'm a little bit fast because I know you all master this kind of problems, so I don't pay attention to this a lot, but I did hurry up. But if you see any errors or mistakes, please let me know. Okay, thank you very much.